Hi, it's John here. I'm just doing a video about belief in God. Now, belief in God is belief through faith, personal faith. There's the old evangelical tool that says God only has sons, he doesn't have grandfathers. No, he doesn't have grandsons. You are a son with a little s, a son of God. If you believe, you're a son of God, right? If you believe in God, you are a son of God. You're not the son of God, you're a son of God. But God only has sons, he doesn't have grandsons. So each generation has to find their own faith. You can't sort of, just because your parents are believers in God, it doesn't mean to say that you will become a believer in God just because your parents are. So you can't inherit faith, and they can't sort of push it upon you. You have to find it for yourself. Now there are many people who aren't happy with that situation, and they believe that God can be proved, and there's various proofs that's been written by learned thinkers for the existence of God. And I think I'll do a set of videos about the proofs, because I'm fascinated by the proofs. But the problem with the proofs is that there is a problem with all of them. None of them answers the question. No, none of them is a proof for the existence of God completely. Now I went through a phase of searching for a proof, because I thought there should be one. You know, my faith was so strong that I thought, well, there must be a proof. You know, God is so real, but there must be a proof for the existence of God, and it's just a matter of finding it or working it out. And I think many people go through that phase. But, as I said before, one believes by faith, not through proofs. There's always that leap of faith to be made. The evangelicals will argue that there isn't. And I've never quite understood the argument itself, but I think it comes down to, rather than believing in God, it's believing that Jesus rose from the dead. So if Jesus rose from the dead, that is a fact. Therefore you can believe in that fact. So it's a complete bodily resurrection that is needed to be believed in, or what you believe in. Complete bodily resurrection, human. No ghosts or anything like that. So that is how the rising from the dead is the ultimate proof for the existence of God. You don't need any other proofs. So I think that would be the difference between an evangelical and a liberal. That if you believed in the literal rising from the dead, fact, then you're an evangelical, and then all the Bible is related to that rising from the dead. If you believe in a spiritual rising from the dead, you know, like the spirit of Jesus was born in the disciples, spirit of fraternity, spirit of forgiveness, spirit of equality, generosity, care, all the things that we attribute to Jesus. You know, you can believe in that as much as you like, but still, you're still believing by faith. You know, if all those qualities were, as it were, resurrected in the disciples after the death of Jesus. Now, when after watching an Ingmar Bergman film, and it had a crisis of faith for a clergyman, one of the conclusions I came to was that when it comes, if you take a more liberal stance rather than the evangelical stance, but when it comes to matters of religion, nobody knows anything. And the only one thing that the evangelicals know is that Jesus rose from the dead. But other than that, everything else is speculation and to be believed by faith. But if you take it one step further, and like me, you do believe in God, you can say that nobody knows anything, any fact about a fact or event in history proves the existence of God, but we are all in relationship with God. So whatever we do, wherever we are, whatever we experience, has something to do with God. And in a way, it's when people come to believe that, or when people come to be enlightened to that fact or idea, then they are believers. You know, if you go through life and you for some reason you take the attitude that you're very nonplussed with everything. I mean, when you're a little baby, your parents are trying to impress you with everything, and you go along with it, and as a toddler, you think your parents are great. You want to be like your parents. You know, you want to do what they do. You want to tell your little toddler friends about your mummy and daddy and how wonderful they are. And then, of course, it all changes. For a lot of people, they don't want to go along with their parents. They want to be independent. They want to take the opposite views to their parents. And then, of course, you get the teenage where it gets even stronger. You're developing your own personality. Not everybody's like that. I mean, some people do just like to continue to be like their parents. But if you get into that sort of anti-mode, you almost are opposite God. You know, you are, you know, one could say a Satanist was somebody who was anti going along with things, an adversarial person, an anti-conformist, could be termed Satanist. And from that you can get into a position where instead of looking to see all the good in the world, you just want to see all the, you just want to diss it all. You know what that is? You know, you're dissatisfied and disinterested, disenchanted. It's a modern term, dissing in the world. You just want to diss everything. And in a way, when you're dissing everything, that is anti-God. As I say, it's like, I would say it's like a Satanism when you just want to do that. But when you come round to thinking, that tree, that hawthorn tree, is nearly, no, it can't be hawthorn, it must be the blackthorn. It may blossom. No, not may blossom. Anyway, that tree is nearly in blossom. Look at this. I look down here and I see the golden section. It's the moment when you see the wonder of things, or you see the wonder. You know, that's when you see God, and that's when you are a son of God, because you've got the proof. You can see things in a bright way, not in the dark way. I mean, obviously there are some fantastically terrible situations in the world, but we have tools to deal with that. You know, we have coping tools to deal with that. You know, just because, you know, you lose all your arms and your legs, or, you know, like that evangelist, he's just fantastic, isn't he? It doesn't mean to say that you have to be bitter all your life. You know, because there are tools for dealing with that, and they are simply amazing. Anyway, I've been going on long enough. I hope this video comes out all right, and I'll try and do the proofs for the existence of God, because that's you know, they're not real proofs, but they're what learned people have put together. Right, bye for now.